early, I think, is really smart.
Yeah, taking away some of the things that CLG has found success on. They've kept up the interesting drafts, but they haven't quite landed as much as they did those first couple weekends. The Vi last week, cute idea, didn't actually work well into the Poppy and Silas and all those other champions.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one, but let's see how the bans are going to finish out here. We got Kalista, Seraphine, Silas banned out by EG. It's Gangplank and Zeri banned out from CLG with one more to go. They're taking their time thinking about this one, and it'll be Ezreal off the table here. So plenty of marksman bans in the first half.
I can't really blame him banning out the Ezreal against Danny. This guy has been unstoppable on the champion. I saw a stat that he's averaging over 1,000 DPM on Ezreal this split. It's just ridiculous.
And to be fair, Ezreal is a DPM monster in the sense that you
Well,
just
like 600 is usually really good.
Yeah, he doinks away with Qs all the time. And I was watching one of the team fights. And it was a joke to me, like, okay, you're not only doing a ton of damage, but he's actually carrying all the kills as well. His team is dying around him, and he's like, no, I got this one, guys. So you got to give some respect to Danny on that champ.
Danny Senna is also one of his best champions, so not something we've been seeing as much of, but he actually got a penta on it last year. They started getting it banned out against them, non-stop, in spring, after having played it a little bit early on. So it could be Senna TK. We are actually seeing a lot more of different Senna pairings. We've seen, some of the kind of traditional pairings like Senna TK are still the most popular, but even Lee Sin, Yasuo, those are both relatively popular in Champions Queue as pairings with it. You can do things like Cho'Gath. I've seen Mundo. I've seen, AP mages. Like, there's all kinds of different options. So I'm curious to see if EG are actually going to mix that up.
They've also changed up how you play the Senna. There's been more farming Senna when you're playing things with the TK, because it's not like he does a ton with the gold anyways, and you just would rather just keep slamming that into the Senna, even though it's not making the most out of her passives.
Well, in response to the Senna, CLG going to grab themselves Talia and Yone, locking that one in nice and early.
And this could be a Yone top for Dokla. I believe he already played it once so far this split. We have seen Talia goes both mid and jungle, so it's possible that is, either or type of situation here.
Oh.
It is going to be the TK, so getting that common pairing. I'm expecting to be fasting Senna, but we'll actually find out. Gnar as the answer. Again, there is potential to flex things around, right? Like, this could be Yone going mid, Talia going jungle, and theoretically CLG could try to flex in some sort of a counter pick here, but I am assuming it's probably going to be Yone top.
Well, we still have a little bit of time left before we see what CLG locks in. They know what the enemy top lane is going to be. They know what the enemy bottom lane is going to be. None of these EG champions really have a whole lot of flex potential here. Okay. And it looks like the Gwen locked in here for CLG is going to be that last pick before the next round of bans roll through.
This is really interesting because Alafox had played the Talia a lot. You had seen Dokla on the Yone quite a bit, and so there was this playstyle where they want to go top and support him. He played the Fiora last week in that bye game and did not get much help. He kind of got permacamped by his team, and so I think this is them saying, like, we're going to send more resources up there to support you, but still having a lot of flexibility if they do end up wanting to decide which ones they play into the Gnar.
And as we're into the second part of the draft here, you can see CLG going to look towards that mid lane, look at JoJo, ban away the LeBlanc a little bit here. They know that they can either target mid laners or junglers on the side of EG. The roles are definitely not lined up in this first half of the draft. I feel like a lot of times you're going to see the exact same roles picked, or at least, 2 out of 3 of them. But this time around, things were a little wild.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, EG going with their full bot lane, whereas CLG going with top side of the map. You're expecting EG to just double ban towards bot. And whether it's going to be supports or ADs, that's up to them. Yuumi getting taken away is kind of trying to potentially remove some of those dangerous pairings. Obviously, a lot of really good scaling. People do like Yuumi kind of as an answer as well. To send a TK is something that can help to sustain through the lane, farm pretty easily off the TK for spell thief stacks too.
Plus, with these champions like Yone and like Gwen, where if they get ahead, they just take over the game. Their main character status, right? They're 1v9 just cutting through you. Yuumi really turns that into a situation that goes from oppressive to just plain unfair. So I like the ban away here from Evil Geniuses. Ahri's going to be the second ban from CLG, committing both of the bans in this last half towards JoJo, towards that mid lane. What's the response here going to be for EG? One more to go. Will it be another support, or do they want to look at that marksman role even more heavily? No, Renata Glass banned out.
I like that choice. I mean, there's some aggressive champions already taken away, like the Kalista, so the Renata-Kalista combo was kind of already broken apart. There's so many bot lane-centric bans as well, given the Yuumi, the Zeri, and Ezreal in the first phase. I think that they were just looking for other things to pinch, and why not Renata, one of the strongest supports in the current meta. But CLG has shown a lot of diversity in terms of things that they've picked in the past. They played the Sivir even before the rework that just recently happened, so like they're no strangers to finding interesting picks.
Okay, so it's going to be last pick AD for CLG. So, makes you wonder if they have anything a little bit spicy that is somewhat conditional. to come out as the last pick here. Of course, it doesn't particularly matter because they do see the full enemy bot lane, so you can pick your support here, drafting some engage for themselves. I think Swain would actually be pretty good here from JoJo. It's something that he's already shown and is really strong as counter engage. What CLG is showing is very much hard engage. Gwen, Yone, Rakan, all these things that want to dive in. Poppy is an incredible answer. I think it's probably the strongest jungler in the game right now with how many dash champions there are. And you're looking over on the other side, the last 3 picks that CLG have gone with are all going to be shut down pretty heavily by the Poppy. And if you go Swain, as I said, they're drafting heavy towards dive.
Yeah.
I think EG has like a monster draft advantage, pretty much regardless of what the 5th pick is here, with Poppy Swain coming through potentially. Akali, okay, so much more aggressive as the answer.
I'm surprised they did that because I really liked your idea of the Swain, given how much, not only is that the current champions, but CLG's playstyle is a kind of wombo-oriented team comp that usually they want to press R and all go in, and Poppy's a huge block for that. Swain loves playing into that kind of stuff, so a little surprised to see the Akali instead, but that's just JoJo a little bit, being like, Swain, I'm sure they talked about it, but yeah, he wants to beat people in lane, and that's not necessarily Swain's playstyle, especially if you're going the Imperial Mandate build.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Swain is not the most dominant of laners. It's pretty easy for Yone to just go resolve secondary, D-shield, and kind of just heal through that.
Yeah.
We'll see what he can get done here on the Akali, though. Much more of an aggressive option, does give some threat in towards that Aphelios. If everyone is diving on towards the Senna and towards kind of the back line, well, then theoretically, the Akali is going to be able to put that threat on some of these squishy champions like Contracts on the Talia, like Luger on the Aphelios. So those are champions that are going to have to really pay a lot of respect to the fact that this burst is coming through. And with Senna Ultimate, you do really enable those divers, adding in extra damage, the shielding as well.
Not quite ready in time to continue the chase on that one. Getting some of those honey fruits to heal up just a little bit.
Man. It feels bad when you chunk someone down in top lane, and then they're going to get the fruits.
They
like,
come back at half health, like, wait, what? I beat you. Come on. I also think on the Fox point, the CS, he's also not the kind of player he is. He's historically behind in farm because he prefers to work with his team to get his leads. And so that is something that is actually not that uncommon to see him down a little bit. This has a little bit more to do with actual laning than like roaming around the map so far, but ooh.
Nicely done with the cancel. There is Impact.
Oh, the tower shot
back into the turret, and he's already down. Impact first blood.
Oh, Dokla not respecting the Mega Gnar there. When you're playing against a Mega Gnar or when you're playing against a Gragas, these champions that have AoE actually, nice side step.
Oh, his feet are just so fancy, but it will not matter. 2v1, CLG, get him back.
But still, that's flash off boom, ignite off boom, flash off Contracts right after he solo killed, and he's not even really going to lose much. The wave doesn't even fully crash, so I think he's actually going to get that here. Vulcan with another great sidestep. They don't have anything point and clicks. You don't have the guaranteed setup for the seismic shove, and that is one of the strongest parts of Talia, is when you're playing Talia and you have like Leona or Nautilus or whatever that just walks up and roots you in place. Now the charge is going to come out here. Tower should go down.
There it is.
Dokla's in trouble.
Slammed up into the wall. There's the wallop. There's the follow-up. Slam him into the wall again. He just got absolutely bullied. Second kill of the game for
EG are just cruising through this game right now. Feels pretty uncontested. We were talking about why not take the Swain and whatnot. Well, because you can also just stomp the early game if you take these skill matchups. And so far, like you said, both solo lanes going in their favor. And Inspired with the winning solo lanes have been able to just kind of show up at objectives, get them for free, and make these high-impact plays.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Vulcan and Danny are chilling, right? They're getting their farm. Danny is stacking up. He's
going in after Palafox here. Like you guys were already talking about, I mean, EG solo laners playing pretty good here so far. JoJo goes into the smoke yet again, just not worried about anything. Here comes Impact, jumps over his head. Contracts, no way home. Why are you trying to make plays on Akali with a smoke screen up?
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. I think it's a tough situation for them because it feels like Gnar is so far ahead now that I don't think they feel comfortable to actually try to attack the Gnar, but they're going to lose 2v2s everywhere. Going in on Danny, but now Inspired's here.
Oh boy, Luger has a lot of chakrams, but Vulcan is a hungry Kinch, and the money goes over to EG yet again, 4-1.
Just really well done by EG. They are crushing now. And I mean, Mark was getting to it earlier, but I just think the only way CLG can actually win this game is if you can create a side lane advantage, right? And that's why they're going towards the side lane.
They're going to have to work together. Contract is completely thrown away, trying to alley-oop him over to the mid laner. JoJo turns his attention over to Luger now instead as Boom tries to provide some cover, but sacrifices his life. Palafox has to revert his position as Dokla runs away, but there's no way out. Jojo again just dancing around these guys, and Dokla can't find a single kill. It's EG picking up 3.
Inspire's Poppy ultimate just eviscerated CLG's battle lines. It felt like as soon as the Talia got yeeted out of there, it was an alley-oop potentially for the Jojo Pew and Zakali, then everyone starts breaking apart, just mad scramble, just fight after fight going in EG's favor.
That was almost like straight up like alley-oop off the backboard. He like throws Talia up, he's like, here, Jojo. Jojo's coming out, looking for the dunk, he has to flash out of there. This is sick, man. I mean, it's the wraparound here, you know, from Jojo. Jojo's coming up this area, and then Knockout from this side actually knocks them right up towards him. This is really well played. Right up into the area, Jojo's coming in, so Contract sees him and realizes, oh god, I gotta get out of there. So he's flashing out. Luger and Puma are retreating, but they're retreating back into Jojo, so it's just, they got completely destroyed by the ultimate. EG's team fighting is way too good. Their laning has been way too good. They are just looking on a complete another level than CLG.
And that's the kind of coordination I love to see. EG trying to do it again now as Luger just gets destroyed, man. There's no way to deal with that. As an Aphelios with 1 item versus a Kali like that, it's just not happening. 8-1, 7,500 gold. Soul point. Palafox can't finish this one off. Jojo stays alive yet again. This Akali just unkillable in this game. Oh, maybe not. No, he baits him in. Boom's trying to get out. Jojo's going back in. Jojo is the guy who will take the 1-for-1 trade because it's money in his pocket.
It's worth, though. They find the shutdown onto Jojo, and they might be able to get out of here. Palafox, last one in trouble, but it's only Volcan, though.
Palafox does not have his ulti to get away with here either, so that's something that CLG's has got to be aware of. Inspire comes in, slamming Luger into the wall. Aphelios can just not play League of Legends. Vulcan now disengaging away from Dokla as Palafox tries to find a little bit of a knock-up to facilitate something, but it just won't work. They're too far behind. Danny picks up a kill, and CLG lose 2 more.
8,000 gold. It's only Vulcan disrespecting the catfish like that, Mark.
Hey, he put a ward down. They TP'd the Gnar, and that was the Gnar.
That was to the sit.
For CLG to be able to come back, but EG is just not giving them the opportunity. Palafox and Poom are both hanging out. Palafox wants to see if he can get anything. There's no shot at that happening, but when you're down this far, you've just got to throw a couple Hail Marys and see if something might miraculously work. 12-2, Baron, 10,000 gold lead. It's all but over.
I mean, Contracts is on the other side of the map there. You know, got to try to go for it, but Inspired has the W, stuffs him as he tries to hop into the pit there, and now EG are pushing. No one answering Impact up in top lane just yet, so he's on the tier 2. They have 4-man squad mid here, and they are looking to close this one out very quickly. One of the most dominant games we have seen in a while. EG are crushing.
And Poom tried to use the ulti in the jungle. Dokla's already dead. CLG does not have one of their big fighters, and they do not have their main engage mechanism. The defense here is going to border on impossible, as EG has a 3-2 split ready to commit to the base dive. Jojo's in the smoke, and Poom's in the dirt. Danny grabs the kill, and Jojo's just juking him out at this point. Oh man, this is so fun to play if you're EG, and this is so miserable if you're CLG. They're just clowning on you doing goofy stuff now.
Yeah, to go next fast angle, for sure. They did get the flash out of Danny from Poom's ultimate earlier.
Ooh.
I did like the idea there where Poom tried to get it, but Danny's got too good at footwork, stepped out of that one as well. So maybe that's your angle. Keep a countdown on that flash timer. Maybe you can find him at the next dragon fight.
Yeah.
If you're going to contest.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be much of a dragon fight. It's up here in 5 seconds. 12,000 gold lead for EG. They should just be able to walk down to this one and take it. If you're Contracts, you're painfully aware of what happened last time, and you do not want to be on the receiving end of a Poppy Hammer.
Just all the item completions are so sad. You know, it's like you look across, and it's like everyone's a full item up, an item and a half up.
What are you talking about? Aphelios has 4 items. 2 of them are long swords.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel
He still
great.
has way more guns.
The legendary.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Contracts is going to be zoned off by Impact. EG just seeing if CLG will get a little bit too trigger happy. Might jump in there and try to make something happen before they should. Boom's going in with the quickness. He's just slammed into the wall.
He's out with the quickness too.
That was pretty quick, I'll tell you that. Dokla's trying to survive in the middle of 5, but he can't do it. Palafox jumps in. There are no dead players on EG. There's nobody even close. Contracts and Luger are fighting the blue buff. while Palafox is about to get slammed by Impact. That'll be the Dragon Soul. CLG at least got their blue. They'll head back. Contract to take Grump. Doesn't really matter a whole lot because EG, they know that they killed 3 players. They know that they've got the momentum. They got the soul. They're pushing down.
Between the two of you, you're painting all the wing conditions here for CLG. You know, they got Danny Splash. They got their own blue buff.
Yeah, it's really important, man. Anyway, Vulcan thrown up into the air. Boom, Luger, Contract puts the damage into him. They might be able to take him down here, but it will be a support trade 1-for-1. Teleport brings JoJo back into the push, and EG is not stopping anytime soon. Palafox gonna come back to life here in under 10 seconds. The minion wave's ready to go. The Baron still enchanting, but now wears off. Dokla falling back a little bit. Contract trying to throw those rocks out there, find any damage he can. Meganar comes out. Dokla's going to be the focus, and he's already down. JoJo grabs that kill as Palafox looks for a little bit more, but immediately resets his position, but Luger can't do the same. Felio's dead now for the 3rd time. This pick did not work out for CLG here, as Evil Geniuses still keeping the push going. 1 Nexus turret remaining at about half HP. CLG, they can barely leave the stairs of the fountain as Impact is trying to take down the Nexus and everybody else is looking to pad the stats. JoJo's still staying alive there with a stasis. Boom coming in looking for the knockup, but he won't be able to get much as Contracts falls back and Palafox falls in, trying to get him, but all he gets is another death. 0-4-0. This was
Soul is so unfair.
the win streak, Yone. They were open for EG just slaughtered.
EG continue their blitz through the LCS up to 9-1. So far, one of the most dominant splits we've seen in North America. They are up there with